Hello everyone and welcome to Baldur's Gate. I am super excited for this game and to play through. You might be asking, why are you playing a game that's more than 20 years old when a brand new Baldur's Gate just came out? And yes, that is what has prompted this. I've played the third Baldur's Gate. I loved it. It's great, and I thought about doing a playthrough of it. Recorded playthrough, that is. But I thought, there's plenty of those around, and you can find plenty of them. Why don't I do one from the beginning, from the first game, starting through? Now, it's a little ambitious to say that I'm going to play through all three games. I'd like to, but we'll see if that happens. But for now, we are starting with this one, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. I have played this game before, many years ago, and a few times since. It is a favorite of mine. It is a classic. If you are unfamiliar with this game, it is, well, it's a classic. It has led to a lot in the RPG genre of games. So I am super excited to get into this. Very story rich, very kind of character focused and driven. It's a lot of fun. Really good game. So we are going to get right into it. We're going to do a new playthrough. It's been, forever since I last uploaded a video, so I figured we'd just get started with it. So with that in mind, let's get right underway. We're going to do single player game, new game. Now I do have a pre-generated character here that we're going to be using, and that character is Caltreth. Here he is, a male human inquisitor. Now, what's an inquisitor, you might ask? It is a paladin. Specifically, it's a, well, I guess in modern D&D, you'd say a subclass of paladin. In this version, it's a kit, a class kit for paladin. And you are lawful good. So yeah, just in regards to that brief mention, if you are familiar with the newest Baldur's Gate 3, you're familiar with modern D&D in general. This is a much older version of D&D, which definitely had its time, and it's a little interesting. There will be a lot of things that cross over. For example, you can see all your statistics here, all your ability scores. That seems to be more or less the same, except that strength has two numbers. But there are differences in things like armor class and how the other stuff works. I will probably try to explain everything as I go along, but I also might not and might miss some things. Hopefully I'll present a good understanding of the game and how it works for you, but maybe not. So in any case, this is Caltreth. So we're a paladin, he's an inquisitor, which is specifically a kit of paladin that is specialized in hunting down evil magic users. So we're essentially a sort of like wizard hunter or mage hunter, but obviously hunting evil ones because we're lawful good. Now for scores, this might look like an incredible array. You also do roll for scores in this, but I decided to pre-generate the character and save everyone from that pain. How many hours it takes to roll great stats, but that's kind of like a rite of passage for the game. So this is what we've settled for. Obviously, we've maxed out our combat stats. Strength is 1872. What does the 72 mean? It's just within 18, there's a bunch of different 18 levels of strength. So it's pretty good strength. We've got quite good strength. 18 dexterity, that's just to give us a bonus to our armor class. 18 constitution for health, constitution saves. 18 charisma, because we're paladin, we need minimum 17. So I figure might as well give it to 18. We're real friendly, everybody likes us. And then wisdom and intelligence just have what was left. So that is all of that. Appearance, yeah, it looks good enough. You can see the graphics are certainly interesting because this is an old game. But yeah, we'll go with this nice kind of blue and silvery coloring. Now for voices, I had one picked out, but I can't.
Death to you all!
Can't quite
Your
remember.
Life ends here.
It might have been.
Time for a bit of the rough and tumble.
What a classic line. This game is filled with classic lines. It might have been Ernest, actually.
You got this coming! If nobody else is gonna step up, why not? Ready for that nap anytime now. What's it gonna take to get a little action around here?
Maybe it was aggressive.
Your life ends here. I alone belong here. I grow tired of wasting time.
Ernest is kind of whiny, isn't it? Ugh.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
Well, of course. I am the obvious choice.
This is a pretty good one.
I grow torpid and require slumber.
I think we gotta go scholarly. That's too good to pass up. Name, Caldrith. Because as I said, I've generated this character, so I've made it all before. Now it has a pre-made biography. You can edit this and change it to whatever you want, but I'll just give it a quick read through here of what the pre-generated one is based on our class choices, and then also the default one you get as the main character for this game. Inspired by your foster father's tales of chivalry and honor, from a young age you committed yourself to the pursuit of good and the punishment of evil. Candlekeep is a world of many sacred and unspoken laws, and you have learned to uphold them all unquestionably. Your honesty and integrity have brought you to the attention of some of the Keep's great leaders, but none of them have had cause to call upon your services yet. While the Citadel sees the passage of the occasional ne'er-do-well, its regimented atmosphere rarely needs to be purged of evil. The peace of your surroundings should be comforting, but instead you find it stifling. You know your true place is traveling the realms, fighting evil wherever the need arises. You know little of how you came to be a ward of Gorian's, but over the years you have gleaned something of your mother's tale from his vague allusions and from the words he sometimes uttered in tear-filled sleep. She was a human from Silvery Moon and a friend of his for many seasons. As you have no memory of her, nor any keepsakes to remind you of her presence, you have come to believe that she died while giving birth to you. Perhaps it was the pain of such a parting that led Gorion to cloister himself within the narrow halls of Candlekeep and raise you as his own. Of your father, you have learned nothing. That's a little insight into who we are. Oh yes, and briefly, weapon proficiencies. You're not just proficient in all weapons, you have to choose. And so we're going to go with a two-handed weapon style, two-handed sword. Paladin here. So this is it. I'm going to hit accept, and we're just going to get right in underway. Now there will be not exactly a cutscene that plays, but a narrated dialogue. Anytime there's narration or voice acting of any kind, I'm probably just going to let that play out. As for the other stuff, I will most likely read it all. We'll see as we go. But without any further ado, here begins our adventure. Oh, okay, a little further ado. There are many different difficulties to play on. We're just going to go with core rules. Core rules can be pretty punishing enough and difficult enough at certain times. So we're just going to do with that.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the Citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
So it begins. Here we are standing within the halls of Candlekeep. This is us down there. That's
You have
Skydra
but to
moving
ask.
around. You've got your little, it's a dialogue box, but it's just sort of the box that is everything that happens. This is where our party will be over here on the side. It's just us right now. And now we can have a different look at everything. This is all our stats and everything else. Class. So I guess because the character was pre-generated, we couldn't look into this. The Inquisitor itself, I just briefly want to give an overview, has dedicated his life to finding and eliminating practitioners of evil magic and defeating the forces of darkness. His god has provided him with special abilities towards that end. So we get a few disadvantages with the class kit because we're more specialized. We can't turn undead, we can't lay on hands, and we don't get priest spells ever. So we never really get spells, except that we can cast Dispel Magic once per day, although we gain additional uses at higher levels. And that's about it. This is our inventory, and right now we have nothing. We're not buck naked. We've got built-in clothes that's just part of us. We were born with them. And a staff that is not super useful, because the proficiency gives us -2. We drop the staff on the ground. We do less damage, but we have a better hit. This might all be confusing. You know, we'll get into it as we go. I am gonna hit this little button which highlights details. Some might say that that is ruining the experience of searching for things, but I disagree. This is the Candlekeep Inn. So we were told to buy supplies by our foster father to leave suddenly. We've never left the walls before, but now suddenly we're going out.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
All these little people in green robes that are tutors, they just have tutorial stuff, like tips on how to play the game, like, you know, left click to talk to someone or whatever else. We're not going to talk to them anymore. We're going to talk to old Winthrop here.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
What a line. Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee, as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? You always were the big kidder, Winthrop. It gets funnier nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often. Aw, just having a bit of fun with you, my friend. Them monks may be walking around with poles in their nethers, but you know you are always welcome here in my sight. Orion did well by you, he did. So, is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? Sure, what do you have? So, as all innkeeps, obviously, you can get a room to rent for the night. The better the room that you rent, the shorter you have to rest to heal more, I believe. But then also all these items. Pretty normal for an inn to have just weapons and armor and everything. Let's see, two-handed sword, the main thing we want to buy. And that's all but 27 of our gold. So we don't even have enough to buy armor. Splint mail is what we want. We'll buy a helmet, though. And then we'll get set. Helmet, very simply, protects against critical hits. Look at that. Simple as that. Put it on, never get hit by a critical hit. The equivalent of 5e adamantium armor. So, I guess to quickly explain what the armor class and everything means, because it says -4 for dexterity, this version of D&D works on the THAC0 system. Now, what does that mean? To hit armor class 0. Basically, in essence, the simplest way that I can tell that it works is you take your THAC0, you subtract the your THAC0 is like your attack stat, right? You take whatever your THAC0 is, you subtract your target's armor class, and that's what you need to roll on a 20-sided die to hit. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be rolling a die. The game does that with its internal mechanics, but... So if I was fighting a version of myself, I have 17 THAC0 normally, so if I was attacking someone with 0 armor class, I would need to roll a 17 or more to hit. But since I have 6 armor class, because I'm not wearing any armor, it's not great, but it's okay because of my dexterity. Subtract 6 from 17, 11. So you need 11 or more to hit, or I would need 11 or more to hit someone with 6 armor class. if that doesn't explain it to you, which it probably doesn't, you know, then you can look it up if you want, but you don't really need to. Sure, you'll get the hang of it as we go. Gold scrolls. Now, what are we doing here? Obviously, we're gonna loot the place. All those blue things like that are containers of some kind. We'll go upstairs.
It shall be as you wish.
Now, some of these, like that one downstairs, that first one that we looked at, it was locked. That's locked too. Now, if we have a thief, obviously we can lockpick. Try to lockpick. But since we don't, I'm gonna just try and force the lock open with brute strength. And since we are pretty strong, it works most of the time. We won't do it in a room with people in it, though, because then they will get mad at us for stealing. And we failed to force this lock, so that means the lock is just too much for us. I think there is a roll involved, so we could keep trying to spam it, but generally I find if you don't do it on the first try, you're probably not going to. This guy, Firebeard Elvenhair, was...
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Ah yes, I'm back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Beregost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gorian's ward, aren't you? Aye, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. I left an identify scroll with Tethtoril in the inner grounds. You should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. Ah, and a quest. And we have our journal over here, which keeps track of important events, which is sort of like the main storyline, you could say. Gorian, my foster father, has informed me that we must immediately leave Candlekeep and set out on a journey. He's given me some gold, and I must purchase supplies for the road, including weapons and armor. Then Firebeard's scroll. Firebeard Elvenhair, an old mage who occasionally makes the visit here from Beregost, has left an identify scroll. With Tethtoril in the inner grounds. I swear, without me to run its endless errands, this keep would crumble into the very dust from which it sprang.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
So this is the inner grounds. This is, we'll go to the map. This is Candlekeep, all of it. This is the inner grounds. We're going to go around the outside, do a few of these sort of intro quests. They're designed to kind of teach you about the game a little bit, but we'll just get them done because we're a paladin. We're a good person. We're looking to help people out wherever we can. So obviously we're going to help all these people in Candlekeep that need it, even if not necessarily efficient XP-wise.
Hello there.
Lydia. Oh, hello. Have you seen my copy of the History of Halrua anywhere? You know I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here and... Oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Lost another one of her books. Dear absent-minded Lydia has lost another of her books, The History of Halrua, this time. Last time she was at Candlekeep, she lost an entire 4-volume set in the hay we keep for the cat. What's this? Priest's quarters. Let's go in, because why not?
Hello?
You have but to ask.
Shank. Oh, goody goody. I've gone and found you first. You're the ward of Gorian, no doubt? I do not recognize you. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant, but who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem your head is worth an exceptional amount to me. Kill you myself, and I need not share credit with anyone. Now we're in combat. Well, that didn't take long. One hit, down. Put that up as well. And then we'll obviously loot the priest's quarters, because surely they don't need anything in here. Ah, so even in the halls of Candlekeep, the hallowed halls of Candlekeep, an assassin has been sent after us.
It shall be as you wish.
Arda, Caldrith, you cut yourself above the brow there. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tell me something that something is very wrong indeed. It's nothing, Parda. One of the cats didn't like me petting her. I'm all right, really. Yes, well, get what you need from the inn, then, for Gorian is desperate for you to be off. Go over here.
What do you
Rapid.
need?
Lydia left one of her books in here again. It's in the hay there beside the cow. If you could run it over to her and then come back, I've got some plans for you. But we'll just talk to you right now.
What do you need?
Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessa here ain't enjoying it, though, her being sick and all. I need to get her one of them antidote potions off of Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning, so I bet he's got a few of them lying around somewhere. Or we'll pick up the book. We'll just go around. We'll do as many tasks as we can, all at the same time. Don't need to talk to John Delar, because that's combat tutorial. Revor?
By Moradin's
I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it. Get in there. This is a good one. Well, we'll do Dreppin's cows first. Nessa the cow is feeling a bit under the weather today. Dreppin's asked me to get a potion of antidote from Hull, who's been posted to the gate this morning. It appears that Hull has been using them to avoid his morning hangovers. Reaver's storehouse. Reaver has once again pressed me into service in his storehouse. All reports suggest that our feline forces have turned traitor and that the rats are on the offensive. It appears that I am our last hope in the face of such an awesome display of power. Farewell, dear journal. Farewell. Rats everywhere. Cats not doing anything. He was absolutely right. Feline forces have betrayed us.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Is there any more? There is another. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Perhaps we overreacted. Ah, yes, kill them like the rats they are. A glorious battle unlike any this world has ever seen. Here's 5 gold pieces, don't spend it all in one place. Mental note. Don't join the armed forces. They never inform you of the full danger when you enter, and they always pay you squat when you leave. Reaver gave me all of 5 gold pieces for putting my life on the line in there. Is there a Candlekeep People's Revolutionary Front I can join somewhere? That's sometimes the journal entries, even if it tells you a lot of what you already know, are worth it just for the unique commentary. But this is Hull. Hey kid, I woke late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want to get it for me, it's in the chest at the foot of the bed on the right side of the barracks. Quick now, before the gate warden catches me without it. You'll also find an antidote in there. I think Dreppin needs one for old Nessa. Alright, well then let's go.
Our rules
Oh,
are
the
very
gate warden wants to talk to us. Soon be gone, will you? Aye, Gorion asked me to teach you a wit about the finer arts of mass combat afore you leave. And I pique your interest with it, Caldra. Again, this is just another combat tutorial thing with groups. Ryan's in a hurry, Gate Warden, and I'm afraid I can't spare the time. Sorry. Are you sure, little one? It would be best you took the time to learn now rather than curse your ignorance later. Ryan himself asked me to do this deed, and I'll not offer it to you twice. Whatever little knowledge I have, I am sure it will be sufficient, thank you. Besides, Gorion will protect me should we encounter any trouble. Aye, be as you've always been, then. Worse than trying to talk sense into Ulrond himself. Now there be duties that need attending to, and I'll not suffer a brat like you any longer. Okay. Let's see how we're a brat for deciding we don't need that help, but sure. Look at this, a chest? Just lying in the open with 15 gold pieces? Incredible. Bunkhouse.
I've a blade with your
It shall
name
be
on
as you
it.
wish.
Here there. You're Gorion's little whelp, aren't you? Yeah, you match the description. You don't look so dangerous to me. And what business is that of yours? I'll make it my business if and I please. I just thought I'd have a look at you for myself before I puts a blade down your gullet. Someone seems to think you're trouble, so I'm going to use your head for a ticket out of the gutter. I'm just a little street trash hood, they say, but I'll show 'em. Will you, Carbos? Nope, it seems you won't. Not today. Another assassin. 2.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
We already checked this barrel, didn't we? We did. Aaron.
Something
Or
on your
Karan?
mind?
I heard shouting, Caldrith. Are you alright? It's better that you don't ask questions, Karen. You have instructed and inspired me throughout my childhood, and your heart would break to see what has just transpired here. Oh, child, you are too young for the life that is being thrust upon you. If you be fully equipped for your journey, I pray you run now to Gorion on the library steps, where he is anxious to depart. Well, okay. No, you go first. Well, it looks like we're good here. Hello, barracks. Don't mind me, guard. I'll just sneak past you.
I shall attend to
Fuller.
it in a trice.
Well, yeah. All stuff first. Then Fuller, what do you
I
need?
should have joined the army.
What a mead-filled night. That hull is just too much. Poor Sap had to go and man the gate this morning, too. I don't know how he does it. What can I do for you, anyways? Was just wondering if you had any errands I could run. Errands? Yeah, actually, I need a quarrel of crossbow bolts. If you could get something off Winthrop at the inn, I'll reimburse you. Oh, very well. There'll be a few coins in it for you, too, so you can stop giving me that look. Right.
It shall be as you wish.
We'll go... We've got a few stops to go. We'll go back to Hull first. Give him his sword. We'll move back up. Give the antidote to Nessa. Give Flighty her book. Go buy the Quarrel of Crossbow Bolts. Maybe at some point check in the inn for the inner grounds. For the scroll with Tethorel. Hull. Thanks, kiddo. Ryan didn't bring you up half bad, did he? You're lucky to have grown up here in Candlekeep, to be honest. Sometimes I think that the world outside these gates has gone mad, with all the fighting over iron shortages and all. Ham and Baldur's Gate will be at war before the season's out, mark my words. Anyhow, I'm on duty. Here's 20 gold pieces for saving my skin from the chief. Gate Warden must have been in a surly mood today because Hull paid a full 20 gold piece for that sword. Somewhere down there. Yeah, I don't know that we'll read all the quests forever because it can be a lot tedious. Mostly the same thing again.
What do you need?
Ah, hey, you're a wonder, you are. Stick with me and we'll go far. Well, okay, stick with me and we'd probably never leave the walls of Candlekeep, would we? Good thing you ain't wearing none of that metal armor, though, as I hear that the bandits out there would just as soon as kill you as look at you to get it off your back. I hope this whole iron crisis business is wrapped up soon. Well, we may not be wearing iron armor now, or metal armor, but we will. Just you wait till we can afford it. Which, by the way, we can now. Picked up a bit of money. A few other bits and bobs that maybe we can sell for a quick dime.
Hello there.
Idea. My book. Oh, you remind me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, toil of destiny. Must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. Alright. Any sign Tethtorel's around here? Do we have to walk all the way around? Okay. Not over there. Let's go down this way. Don't want to go up to the front of the steps yet. That's where Gorion is.
When shadows descend upon
Ah, yes, the chanters.
our divine lords will walk alongside us as equals. So saith the great Alaundo.
Hello? I thought Tethtorel walked around. Maybe he's just sits at the front. I thought he did rounds. Come on now. Run, Caltrid. Speed up. Regretfully, there is no run.
Hey, it's me, Emmowen.
Imoen. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away from your studies and chores. That old fiddle-faddle. I snuck off too. Old Puffguts Winthrop was looking for me, but I've got all day to do his chores. You have time for a story today? No, I can tell you don't. What have you been up to? I'm afraid I cannot chat today, little one. My foster father wishes me to prepare for a journey. Will not say to where. Little one? I'm not that much younger than you, but you sure got tall fast. Relatively, anyway. A journey, hey? I never get to travel. Wish I could go with you. Yep, I really wish I could. Yes, sir, really do. All right, I get the message. I'll ask if you can go with us. Oh, don't be silly. Ryan would never even let you finish the sentence, especially after what that letter of his said. Did I say that? Of course I didn't. Never saw no letter. Nope, I'll just get back to work now. You'd better go, Ryan is waiting. So it would seem. You're just gonna have to hang on for a moment, Pops. Thorol! Firebeard has sent you to me, hasn't he? Very well, return the scroll to him, but then you must hurry and speak with Gorion. He's waiting for you on the steps of the central library. I assure you, child, it is a matter of greatest urgency. And I appreciate that, Thorol, and the urgency of the situation, but I have quests that I must complete. And it is just these two left. Firebeard's scroll and the errand for Fuller. So we'll drop off the scroll. Firebeard will pick up the quarrel of bolts from Winthrop and something else. We'll go down to Fuller to deliver them.
You have but to ask.
And we'll talk to Gorion.
My hotel's as clean as
As
an
good to see you again
elven
as any other I could have laid eyes on. Make yourself as comfortable as you will. Wish for anything, just ask. Well, first of all, let's sell some of the stuff that we got. We don't need little daggers, warhammer, or rings, or a lynx eye gem. Let's get quarrel of crossbow bolts. Yep, just the one. And then some splint mail armor. And yeah, that's everything that we need. That, our armor class drops to 0. Which is, you know, pretty good for this stage in the game. So if I was attacking myself now, I would need to roll a 17 or more to hit, which is pretty tough.
It's hard to find.
I'm
decent
glad to see
folk
that age has not
nowadays.
hardened your heart towards an old man such as myself. I'll take all of your identify scrolls. I have a great use for these types of scrolls. Here, allow me to cast a little spell on you. It will protect you from any evil you might meet tonight. We have now a protection from evil spell on us.
You have but to ask.
The other thing that we have, Mind Shield, is something that we always have as Inquisitor. With that, finished Firebeard's scroll, and it's just an errand for Fuller. Come on now. Stop walking for some reason? Maybe I've done something. Make your way fast. Look at the glowing, too, with this protection from evil spell. Just like
I shall attend to it in a trice.
luminarily charged. Thanks, kid. I hear tell you might be leaving this place soon. Watch your back out there, okay? Here, let me give you this dagger. Father killed a hobgoblin with it once, many years ago. Stabbed him right in the back, he did. It ain't no broadsword, but it'll do in a pinch. Take care of yourself. Excellent.
You
Who
have but
was
to
in a
ask.
generous mood today, because this dagger is not yet identified. Which means it's magic of some kind, if it needs some sort of identification for it. Some sort of magical properties. So, let us speak with Gorion, our foster father.
Oh, my child, I am glad I have found you.
This is very unnerving, I know, but you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave the keep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable. Please, father, tell me where we will be going. Alas, I cannot, for I have not truly decided yet. All that is certain is that we will be far safer on the move. Perhaps the woods might offer some secluded security, or perhaps the city of Baldur's Gate would offer cover amidst its teeming throngs of people. I do not know where we shall end up, but I have a few friends here and there. I will think on this. What could possibly harm us here? This place is a fortress and guarded beyond measure. Candlekeep is indeed a formidable obstacle for ne'er-do-wells. It is not insurmountable. No matter how thick the mesh, at least one mosquito always finds its way through. No, my child, we must leave as soon as possible, for our safety and that of our friends here. What should I bring with me on this journey? if you would just give some clue as to what I will need. My dear child, you should know yourself well enough to purchase the gear you need. I have given you what I can spare, so hurry off to the inn and speak with Winthrop. Use your skills as a reference and buy what basics you must, so spend wisely. His prices are fair, but you may not have enough gold to purchase all that you would want. Well, we're all good. I'm ready to go right now.
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn. There you will meet Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them. Listen, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time. Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Get out of here!
Especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, you saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms you. Hand over your ward, the armored fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why? If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed. You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Hey, it's me, Imoen.
Emily. Sorry I followed you, but I never get out of Candlekeep, and those monks are such a bore. Never had any decent coin in their pockets either. I saw Gorion, and I am so sorry. I kind of figured something bad might happen to you out here. How could you have known? Gorion did not even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. Can't remember exactly what it said, but it might be on his body. Anyway, I'm not gonna let you wander around out here all alone. Never let a friend down. No, sir. Stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. So here we are. A friend with us now on our journey. Not entirely alone, but our father died. Powerful mage. Still ended up dying in that combat. Cut down. But that is where we are going to end the episode for now. Come back to it next time. Thank you so much for watching. I have hoped you've enjoyed so far. Stay tuned for the next episode of Baldur's Gate, which should be coming out sometime soon, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.